Hey, it's Maximo. In today's video, we see the rugged Kurobe Gorge and get to ride the quaint Kurobe Gorge Railway. So if you're a railway enthusiast, want to see Japan's nature and rugged interior, or an off-the-beaten path, natural hidden gem, then this one's for you. Join me. Unozaki Onsen is the perfect sightseeing base to see the Kurobe Gorge and the Kurobe Gorge Railway. It's known for its many hot springs and thermal baths. It's a short walk from the Unozaki Onsen station to the Kurobe Gorge Railway station office, and there's a fairly big car park if you're driving there. And it's a short 13 kilometre or half an hour regional train journey from the nearest Shinkansen station. Unozaki Onsen is located about 16 kilometres from the sea, and it's located in the beginning of the Kurobe Gorge system. If you're coming by rail, the easiest way is to just look for this sign, turn 180 degrees and start walking towards the Kurobe Gorge Railway Station. Unozaki Onsen is a small town with only the one real main street, so it's pretty hard to get lost, but just check out Google Maps to guide you to the train station. And if you pass the shunting yards for miniature looking trains, well, you know that you're in the right direction. These are free public footbaths that are located just near the Kurobe Gorge Railway Station building. We were intending to use these after our Railway Gorge trip, but we never got to because of events that you'll see later on in the video. We found our way to the ticket office of the Kurobe Gorge Railway, and with the minimum of fuss and the help of Google Translate, we were able to buy return tickets to Keyakidaira Station, the furthest stop along the Kurobe Gorge Railway. A note, all journeys on this railway must be reserved, so if you're intending to get on at one station and get off at one of the other in-between stations, you actually need to reserve the seat and estimate the time that you'll take at each of the stations. We thought it was just a lot easier to go right to the end and spend about 2.5 hours at the final destination. It looked like there was more to see in the final destination as well. Return tickets cost around 1,980 yen, and that's for a standard seat. They're the standard seats there. Notice that there's no windows and the seats don't have a back. The first class seats do have windows and proper seats with a seat back, and that costs approximately 530 yen. The trip was around about an hour and 20 minutes each way, so we decided to go first class to be more comfortable during the quite long journey there and back. And as you'll see later in the video, this proved to be a very wise move indeed. And there are the first class carriages. There are windows, openable windows. The whole train is narrow gauge, so there's not much room in the cabin at all. The seats were 2 by 1 configuration, and there wasn't that much room. The seats were quite tight and squeezy. The seats weren't all that comfortable. There was nothing really first class about this cabin at all, but at least it did have windows, closable windows, and a seat back. With its usual punctuality, the train left exactly at 9:21, exactly on schedule. We left the station and began our scenic journey on the Kurobe Gorge Railway. railway was built in 1923, and it was built by the power company that built the dam and hydroelectric power station further up the gorge. In fact, it's still used to transport materials to the power station and dam to this day. In 1953, the railway line was extended due to popular demand by tourists. The railway is still owned and operated by the power company. And speaking of tourists, we were only one of two Western couples on the train. All the other tourists in Yonazaki Onsen and the train were Japanese. So in terms of Western tourists, this truly is a hidden gem. The journey was spectacular. The scenery was just amazing. The journey wasn't that relaxing. Not only was it quite noisy because of the train, but the announcer kept going on and on and on in a screeching voice, totally in Japanese. Have a listen. Yahoo! 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 While the seats were slightly uncomfortable because of the narrowness, we did thoroughly enjoy this journey. It's just somehow the serenity of or lack of serenity of the inside of the carriage was in stark contrast to the beauty and serenity of the surrounding landscape. It was, however, a rich and rewarding cultural experience, one that'll take us a long time to forget. One of the things that caught me by surprise was just the sheer number of tunnels and covered railway tracks along the sides of the gorge. It just made it for quite a spectacular journey. I'll let you have a look at some of the scenery. Our last stop was Keyakidaira Station. We got off and walked around the little village of Keyakidaira. We also walked down the winding path and down to the Okukane Bridge. This bridge is around 34 metres above the gorge and the Kurobe River and offers spectacular views of the surrounding countryside. We continued along the walking path over the bridge to a very strange rock formation that was sort of a big wave shape. It was called Itokuita, loosely translated as man-eating rock. This is Kurobe Gorge. It's the deepest V-shaped gorge in the whole of Japan. Spectacular scenery. In the middle of the picture over there is an onsen. There's a lot of thermal springs in this area, and as you can see, a bit of a rickety road to get here, but cars do manage to get up here. I wouldn't risk it, but then again, I'm not a local. I've really enjoyed the trip out here and Kurobe Gorge. We really liked the trek on the top of the gorge and exploring the area. I took just so many photos and videos, as you can plainly see. We were conscious that we had a reserved seat on a train heading back, and we proceeded to make our way towards the station. We followed the walking track all the way past little cafes and other buildings and made our way to the depths of the gorge with a fantastic view of the Kurobe River. I managed to scramble down and get a much closer look at the Kurobe River from the very rocky riverbank. It was then time to head up the very steep stairs and catch our train back to Unizeki Onsen, where we were staying. We made it back to the station with plenty of time to spare to catch our reserve train back. We got a couple of drinks and Joe got an aptly named coolish. We had our drinks and a bit of a rest around the station compound. We then boarded our train for the hour and 20 odd minute journey back to where we were staying. A handy tip, there are no toilets on the train, so if you need to go, it'd be best to go before you get on the train. It was quite strange because we had quite overcast conditions in the first part of our journey and the first part of our walk around the gorge, but as we were heading back, it actually got quite sunny and a fair bit warmer. As you're about to see, this changed in a quite significant way in a rapid period of time.
Well,
a monumental summer storm hit us with heaps of torrential rain, thunder and lightning. And all I can say is thank goodness we were in a covered carriage with closable windows, because we would have been drenched in those open carriages. We took shelter in the train station and tried to wait for the storm to pass, but it just kept raining and raining and raining, and there was no let up for nearly an hour. So we donned raincoats and umbrellas and made a dash back to the hotel through flooded streets. It was quite precarious, really. And because of the rain, we didn't get to use the footbath. Did capture some really interesting footage of flooded streets though. Even with umbrellas and raincoats, we were soaked to our underwear by the time we got back to our hotel. We changed, grabbed a beer from the vending machine, went to the lounge and just watched the clouds roll by from the warmth and comfort of the hotel room. I do hope you've liked this video. If so, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons and hit that notified bell so you'll be notified of future videos. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying me a coffee. You can use the QR code on the screen now, or there is a link in the description. Until our next Japanese adventure, take care and bye.